Well, welcome everybody, and welcome Disney Sheeper. Tonight we're doing a hangout episode, and where we're just gonna hang out, have a lot of fun. Uh, Join us for a lot of random shenanigans. We might talk about the State of the Union and how retarded uh, Canada is, but let's get into it, guys.
Well, let's be nice. Okay.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Man-O-Rama. I'm your host, Rancorsteve. And let's go around the table. Disney Sheepherder, welcome back. How's your week been?
That's been great. Apologies for not being around much the last few months.
Oh, it's all good.
Love you guys. So
And Tyler. Brother Tyler, sorry. How's your week
wrong
been?
side. Good, man. I just published another book. It took me over a year of just pretty much working from sun up to sundown on my weekends, and it's done. And I got it right here if anybody wants to check it out.
Nice.
Wrath and Remorse. It's available
make
on
him big,
Amazon.
Steve.
Yeah.
Or not.
Huh?
I said make him big to show his book, but you don't have to.
I don't know. Here. Okay.
It's your show. You don't.
Listen, everybody. This is Bill Cosby. All right, so Disney, I'm gonna tell you something real quick right now. If you type in the little bar on Rumble Studios, that goes directly to us. No one else can see that. You would have to go to the actual channel.
I see what you're talking about. I got you.
Just to let you know.
I'm backwards.
It's
I'm still learning.
It may be a Biden thing. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. So you're writing a book, Tyler?
Yeah, want me to show it again? Here.
Yeah.
Wrath and Remorse.
Yeah.
It's a horror story, and it's available on Amazon.
All right. Why does Canadian Spider-Man look like an old guy trying to look at a nudie mag right now? Like he's all like, and you're muted.
All right. Starting out the show just.
He's all like, "Where's the mute button?" Oh.
No, I said I'm looking at porn on the laptop. Sorry.
I knew it. You know what? Midget porn is okay. It's okay. Canadian Spider-Man, how's your week been?
Fantastic. Do you know Whistler Ski Resort? I went to visit friends there. I lived there on and off for 20 years. So yeah. One of my
Where's
buddies.
that at?
It's right above Vancouver and Squamish, about 2 hours north of Vancouver, in the Coast Mountains. Yeah, and it's where the Olympics were held in 2010.
Okay.
So I lived there and have friends that still live in the area. And yeah, one of them turned 40, an Australian buddy of mine. So went up and partied with the Aussies. It was great.
Nice. My week has been hectic. I almost didn't do an episode tonight because I had a sinus infection and it was really bad. And then Excedrin kicked in. I was like, I think I can do this. I think I can. I have that sexy low voice right now that even my wife is like, hey, I kind of dig it. And I told her, I was like, you know what? Just enjoy it right now because guess what? It's going to go a little bit higher up soon because I'm working on a promo trailer for Man-O-Rama, a new one.
Ooh.
And it's going to go a little bit something like at the very end, if you don't watch Man-O-Rama, you're a dirty homosexual. And then every straight dude who watches fucking Star Trek, Star Wars, Daredevil, whatever fucking nerd shit, yeah, I'm looking at you there, Canadian Spider-Man, down here, right here, yeah.
That's my lightsaber. I don't know if you can see.
And then they're going to be all like, oh shit, I got to watch Man-O-Rama. I don't want to look like a homosexual. And then there's a dog. But So tonight we're doing an open conversation. It's just a hangout. We did a little change outs because I guess the great President Trump decided to do a State of the Union on the night of Man-O-Rama. So we have to adapt. The thing I learned about film school is you have to learn to adapt on things,
Mm.
which is really fucking hard sometimes. But this is where we're at. So tonight we're gonna do, um, when you're dealing with a lot of sickness, your brain's not all that there right now. That's what I'm at right now. You know what? I'm the host of this show. I need to be on my toes. What we're gonna do? Don't be that guy.
Twitter.
So don't be that guy. It used to be, hey, we're gonna correct sense, but then it turned into we're just gonna fuck you up. We're just gonna make fun of you because you look stupid. Um. So yeah, we just go around the table and we pretty much make fun of everything. Uh, whatever we find. It's so don't get. Here's one thing I'll say right now is if you get chosen on "Don't Be That Guy," don't get mad. Just make this as a learning experience of like maybe I shouldn't say this stuff. Maybe I shouldn't Google. What it wouldn't be Google is what I can't think of the word right now for goggle. No, I can't think of it. When you see a really hot chick and you're like, ooh,
Ogle.
Google.
Ogle.
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 Thank you. When you ogle a chick on X, we'll find it. Trust me.
Stoke.
Yeah, stock. Oof.
Hey, Steve,
Here's
do you
the
ever
thing, guys. What?
do you ever wonder if you're going to get sued over somebody having like really hurt feelings because they were on that segment?
Well, well, no,
I don't
because
think
here's
he
the
gives a
thing.
shit.
Here's the thing. I've had some people complain about them who've been on the show, and they got upset because I posted them on the show. Here's the other thing. I have given this podcast an open invitation of any time I have simped or have done any of that stuff. Which, by the way, has happened. It's not simping in the way that you think. It was more of I was simping for Donald Trump.
I love you put a T in
And
it.
I got called out for it. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm also included in this. If anyone, I challenge anyone who watches this podcast or anyone on the panel, if you see me simping for someone, screenshot it and send it to, and then you
Unless
can
that's
post
your
it.
wife.
Yeah, I know, right? I was simp for my wife every day. She's a hot Latina. What's up, girl? No. But no, I'm included. I've always thought about that. It's like, you know what? What if I actually did post a tweet of someone who was simping or said something really fucking stupid, and then they decided to sue me? It wouldn't really work because it's like you said it online. Yeah, it's like, dude, what do you want? $2? I don't make jack shit doing this podcast at all. I make a few bucks here and there,
Yeah.
but like on Rumble Studios, no one really actually donates and all that stuff because I'm not monetized on YouTube yet. And I know a lot of people on YouTube, they don't know what Rumble is for some reason. And some people are like, holy shit, there's a Rumble. I was like, yeah, you guys didn't know that? Like, I've been doing this for almost 3 years.
Yep.
But anyways,
Yeah.
so we're going to get into the first one. This is hilarious. So I split this up because it's such a long tweet. This person, let me do presentation here and let me zoom in. As a producer, I should know this stuff, but here I am. Here we go. So these are pretty funny. This person said, just so we're clear, this piece of shit, convicted felon and 5-time draft dodger, I imagine it's President Donald Trump, along with a low-ranking POG REMF. What I don't. Does anybody know what that means?
Piece of garbage.
Okay, piece of garbage. Okay, see that's why.
And
See,
Remph, I
Canadian
don't know.
Spider-Man, you may be older than me by like a few decades. I don't know what the fuck that even means.
I'm hip with the kids, Steve.
I don't know. The REMF, Reserve Enlisted Marine Fag.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's a low-ranking. Okay, so it's
Well, it's pretty
JD
obvious what he's
Vance.
talking about.
So it's about JD. Okay, so it's about Trump and JD Vance, combat correspondent who's never engaged in actual combat.
But that's always talked about by people who was never in combat. So what the fuck do they know?
Exactly. So here's where it gets even funnier. Let me shrink this down a bit.
Are they serious? They don't know that he's just doing a
Attacked the
photo
lead.
op?
Hold on.
Who has fought alongside? Are you
Attack the
kidding me?
leader of a nation who has fought alongside his fellow countrymen. Trump
Wow.
and Vance are a fucking joke. Guys, what is the problem with this tweet?
I can tell you right now. I've been to Ukraine. I've been there several times. He isn't liked. Okay.
No, he's not.
Um, the mafia pretty much runs that country. He's part of that. I don't care what they tell you on television or in the news, but he's not liked at all. Um, and if anybody does any research on him, he's just a low-sided comedian.
Yeah.
And anybody who's met me offline, I've met a lot of YouTubers in Texas. I showed them pictures and videos and places I've been, and they freaked out when they saw how much time I spent in Ukraine. So I would have more insight on that than most of these clowns doing those tweets. And I'll leave it at that.
What's funny about Zelensky is I was in Russia a few years ago, the year 2015, and I was filming there. And I went to the village, and a couple villages of filming. And the question they asked was, "Is Obama gay?"
What?
And I was like, "You might be right." Zelensky is the most dirty homosexual comedian actor you can think of. If like
Yeah, they pretty
everyone,
much elected a theater nerd.
oh god, you brought back memories of me when I was in theater. Oh god, there's a guy that I actually knew. He was so flamboyant. We all knew he was a homosexual. And he's like, I'm not. I know what a vagina is. I was like, look, a dude's asshole is not the same thing as a woman's vagina. It's not. Like, let's think about this a little bit. And
I'll just say they were rigging their elections since 2010, 2011, 2012 when I was there. He's in charge now, and only because they won't allow new elections.
yeah,
I don't know if most people know that, but it's not good. I still communicate with some people there, and they're
okay.
not happy with it. I mean, I get it. He's on his knees trying to blow everybody to try to get help, money, support, and so on and so forth. They're cool with that, but they're tired of him personally. Um, I'm for Ukraine, but I'm not for how things are going, and I'm definitely not for him.
Yeah.
So
I here's the thing. I don't think war is solves anything. It's a mess.
yeah,
It is. Like, I'm not like, look,
Yep.
if someone comes in and tries to rob my place, and tries to harm my wife, I'm gonna do the whole John Wick and Taken thing, and I'm gonna destroy you. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
Because I don't know. It's like that's the thing. Like the whole Russian Ukraine thing. It's like tit for tat kind of thing. It's two brothers that don't like each other.
Well, if you give me a minute, I'll explain it to you
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh no,
what
you
the
can
math are
go
there.
for it.
Okay. Ukraine is half Russian. Russia is about a third Ukrainian. Okay. They're all the same people. They're all related. Okay. It it's basically their own civil war, like we dealt with here in the States.
Yeah.
Whether anybody wants to admit to it or not, that's exactly what it is, and it's not good.
Right.
Think about it. We lost. Think about it in the U.S. as far as our Civil War. We lost 760,000 Americans, men.
Hmm.
What do you think that done to even today that affects us? Because that ruined so many bloodlines and changed the demographics of our country.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's doing the same thing in Russia and Ukraine as we speak.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
All they're doing is a genocide amongst themselves.
And he's responsible as well.
They're all responsible.
He doesn't know.
I'm not
He's
gonna
like,
point
what
the finger
dick
at
should I
Zelensky
shove?
on this. It's all their fault.
Yep.
It's
So-
NATO.
the same thing when we killed each other back then. It was unnecessary. We should have worked the fuck out, but we didn't. They're going through the same thing, but it's got politicized and everything. But at the end of the day, it's basically brother killing brother, sister killing sister.
Yeah. No, totally.
That's the way I can sum it up.
Oh no. Okay, so I'll get to another crazier one.
Mhm.
My presentation shows up, and I gotta zoom in. That's fantastic, guys. So this person said, I don't even know what this name is. I'd rather have Ukraine leading the way that USA. Zelensky is the Churchill of our time. Europe is back. Guys, what is the problem with this tweet?
It's ignorant as fuck.
Uneducated. I could go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty stupid.
You're so far from back, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a lot of other problems. Okay, so Wes Cagle said, fuck Ukraine, fuck Russia. Just saying. Here's the thing. I've been to the villages of Russia. They're actually pretty cool people. They're more conservative. They're like, we want Trump. If, like, when you say screw this country or whatever it is, it's usually the main state or whatever that country would be. If it's a small village, they're very much conservative. They are. They're like, you know what? We do our own stuff and all that stuff. Here's the next one. What do
Boo.
Weasley little snot-nosed brat.
Look at that little dirty homosexual. Look at that.
Fucking theater nerd, dude. Fuck that guy.
Here's the thing. The guy has... Here's my issue with it. The guy can't grow an actual beard. He has patches.
It looks like trimmed pubic hair.
It probably is. All right. So here's where we get really interesting in this one. And some of you guys have seen this one. So there's a photo before this, and I didn't want to show it just because it's very sensual. But I found this tweet. It goes, anything for you, Queen. I'll tell you right now, if any guy, even my brother-in-law, he has told his wife, yes, Queen. I find that the most ridiculous, moronic thing you could ever say because it just sounds stupid. Don't say to your woman, yes, queen. She's not a queen. Like, she's not royalty.
She's not a princess either.
I know. I'm going to get a lot of hate, Dark Helmet. But this is what I had to say. If you went out and built something with your hands, a woman would actually go on a date with you. Be a man, not a simp. I got a lot of hate for this one. I really did. This dude was like, he called me a robot, a bot, and I was like, he called me a gay cowboy smoking a gay cigar, and I was like, when does a cigar become gay? But I thought it was funny. I was like, this is my opportunity, guys. This is what happens. If you simp, guess what? I'm going to show up. And if I see it, I'm going to fuck you up. Well, guys, what's the problem with this image here?
They all need haircuts?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, man.
They all need haircuts.
And the poor Asian kid in the back that's relegated to the back of the bus, so to speak.
He's like, I just got picked, guys. I don't know what's going on.
You know what jumps out at me is the eyebrows on all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know
They
why.
look very manicured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Hey, Rod Thunderheart. Hey, brother. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like the guy that has Harris Walls.
The Asian kid actually looks normal.
No, the Asian kid actually looks pretty normal. He looks like a guy who just got like, hey, join us on this adventure. Mm-hmm. And he has no idea what's going on.
It looks like a bunch of paid off wankers pushing propaganda.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they look very feminine.
Harry Session is a guy, I would love to have him on the podcast. Would. Because all we would do is just throw dildos at the camera. Like, you like it eventually.
Well, I don't have any dildos. How many do you have?
I don't have any. But it'd be hilarious.
Don't do that because he'd sit there with his mouth open the entire.
Yeah, you'd be like, You've all seen the drink he had last week's episode. It's like this watered down, like, really bitch drink. It's just like watered down.
So he had a diet Zima?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the next one. So here's this guy.
Oh Jesus, Lord!
I forget his name, but guess what? He wears. Is that the same maid dress that LeBron James wear?
No, that's just a homosexual.
Like
no big
LeBron
deal.
James. Here's the other thing. Every person who's a Laker fan, fuck you. You have a dirty homosexual on your team, and his name is LeBron James.
I happen to be,
fuck all you guys.
Breaking out the hate early.
I happen to have a problem with characterizing that as homosexual behavior because I happen to have hung out with a few homosexuals.
You can't tell the difference between. Do you want to play home? Do you want to play the game right now? Do you want to play the game right now?
That's a cross-dresser. There's a difference.
Thank you.
Do you want to play the game right now, Canadian Spider-Man? You can't.
I know that's not a girl. I definitely know. There's.
Hey! The winner can choose.
To be fair, I don't.
Canadian Spider-Man's out. He's not gonna know.
I don't know if that walked up to my table and said, "Hi, Thar, can I take your order?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll just go to Taco Bell, thanks."
Yeah.
FKH and YouTube goes, he's gay. Yeah, he's probably gay. What guy? Here's the thing. This is what I want to know. What guy would wear a maid outfit?
Gay dudes. To be fair, I don't have anything against the gay community.
Yeah,
I don't either.
Myself.
No.
So I'm treading carefully on this one, if I can be honest.
Yeah.
That is unnecessary out in public.
Here's the thing. I don't, like Tyler said, I don't have a problem with the gay community. It's the other alphabets that ruined it.
Yeah.
Like, it should just be like G. That's
I'm
it.
fine with LGB, and that's it. Everything
No,
else after
because
that,
was
that becomes a psychological issue.
it's a guessing game.
Yeah.
Jeopardy. What is? No, it's so for me. I have no issue with the gay community. I don't. I know a bunch of gay people. It's cool. The lesbians, they kind of ruin the Subaru.
You say that like you have a lot of black friends. I had to go there. We're trying to have celebrity.
I know.
We're starting to get too serious. It's scaring the shit
I know.
out of me.
It's
I'm
like
gonna go
saying
to
I
the
got a
next
Mex-
one.
It's like saying I got a Mexican friend while you're standing in front of Taco Bell.
Hey, I got a Canadian friend.
I'm gonna
That's
go to
right.
the next one. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on this little fucktard.
Oh.
Michael Moore. Canon is not for sale. Guess what? You don't have a choice.
If we wanted to go up there and take Canada over, there wouldn't be a thing they could do about it.
Exactly. And half of
Yeah.
us would welcome. Well, a good third of us would welcome you.
We'll even let you keep your medical care.
Yeah.
A good third of us would welcome you.
Yeah,
And
no different
I
than Trump in
expect
that tweet.
First and Second Amendments. A lot of Canadians got a big wake-up call from the lockdowns and the trucker convoy and how they illegally enacted the Emergencies Act. And then the federal judge said, yeah, it was illegal, all right, and nothing happened.
Ooh.
It was
Yep,
a moot
remember
point
that.
because it's over now. So, what the hell? It doesn't matter.
That's a good point, Spider-Man.
So, yeah. A lot of us would welcome the Second and First Amendment. And now Texas is a completely, like, they're Texans first. Ask them.
Yeah.
But so you can have your own, identity within an arrangement with the United States. I don't necessarily mean becoming a state, but certainly pretty much, like, absolutely, we'd welcome it. Fuck yeah.
As a Canadian, can I ask you, as a Canadian, a question?
No.
Fortress North America.
No.
Fortress North America. I think Reagan used to talk about it.
Are y'all going to refer to Trudeau as governor now?
Oh, he's a nitwit.
That's
No,
a good question.
he resigned. He's done. Why is he even talking? He fucking
he resigned?
resigned. He resigned January 6th.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
saw that tweet that Trump had, and they called him governor.
Exactly.
All
All right,
no,
so
he's
I
a
got
nitwit.
one more. Don't be that guy.
Okay.
And we can get into the fun shenanigans of tonight. It's this one. Look at this one brave soul to protest Elon Musk. The future inclusive.
Well, I'm convinced.
Look at this one brave soul. I'm gonna watch again. Protest Elon Musk. The future inclusive. Are you gay? My whole thing is, are you gay?
Did you just film yourself committing
What?
a crime, filming and driving at the same time?
That's not a. Is that a crime?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You live in California very much so.
Well, here
A
we
lot
are.
of states it is
I
actually.
committed a crime.
But it
Not
wasn't
like
you. It wasn't your face.
No, it wasn't me. It was the other guy that sounds like me.
Dang Gary Ambrosia.
Oh man! So tonight, anyone who's watching, I'm dealing with a sinus infection. That's why I sound miserable.
No, you
Tonight
sound
is
good.
yeah. Well, you're too nice. Tonight is a hangout episode because everyone decided, hey, let's stream the fucking Trump State of the Union, which actually was a pretty good speech. It was.
Ooh.
It was
I
very
watched some of
lively.
it.
Very
Yeah.
lively.
Hi, Rod.
I love the fact that they kicked out Al Green or whatever that
Yeah, Al
fucking
Green.
guy's name is.
What a
They just
horrible
kicked him
thing.
out. They like forced him out. They're like, look, you're a dirty homosexual. Get the fuck out. So tonight is just us hanging out, us having an open conversation of whatever it's gonna be. The same thing like last week. Next week it's going to be victim cards, guys who play the victim card. If you do that, uh, you're a dirty homosexual. I just like saying that, dirty homosexual. It's hilarious. Because then you get the gay guys like, hey, look. Oh, here goes Dark Helmet. He left.
I'm
He's
here.
like,
I'm doing something that might get you in trouble on YouTube, so I mute my camera to be polite.
It's too offensive. I know, and that with Rumble Studios, it cuts your feed instead of going to your avatar, so it's disruptive. That sucks. I hate that. Rumble, fix that shit.
They're working on it. They're young. They're young pups.
They are.
Don't worry.
They are.
It's getting there. It's getting there. But what's something that's like really interesting this week that like you guys were like, oh, that's cool? I don't know. Just to start off the conversation.
Burritos. I've had like 4 burritos today.
Ooh, where'd you get the burritos from?
Ooh.
I make them. I've been switching off between breakfast burritos and like bean and cheese because I cooked a shit ton of rice and beans. So
You know what's really good about burritos? If you go to Taco Bell, even though you're gonna have a holy hell or fire hole in your asshole in that one, if you get the 5-layer beef burrito and you put green sauce, oh lordy,
Oh, very good.
What?
I like how the fire sauce is actually hotter than the Diablo at Taco Bell.
It is okay. So I'm not the only one that actually thinks that.
I haven't tried it.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Wow.
I can't wait until McDonald's actually
It's good again.
doesn't use human bodies for their meat. What?
Jeez Louise.
Oh, so they basically got a meat contract with Ukraine.
I mean, I've eaten human before, but not like that.
How? Okay, so this is hilarious. This is what cracks me up about anyone who wants to go up against Trump is 2 days later you're going to end up actually agreeing with Trump because Zelensky, the gay comedian guy who thinks he's an actor,
He
and
postponed
president.
elections.
Well, no, he said I'm
Dictator.
gonna drop out of being the leader of Ukraine to join NATO. But he also said I will work with Trump on any negotiation and I will sign the mineral deal. Every person who has confronted Trump has ended up saying like, look, here's the deal, Trump. I may have acted like a jackass earlier. But I'll sign the deal right now because you know what you're doing and you're a bigger boss than I am. I'm sorry for what I said about you, saying you have small hands. Clearly you don't.
You know what's funny about that? You notice when he acted like a you notice how when he acted like a belligerent little child in the White House and got spanked by Daddy JD and Daddy Trump. Then he went to the UK, and the UK and France, they tried to work out a peace agreement. Suddenly he came running back to Trump. He's like, oh, this is not going to work. I'll go back over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Trump said, I love the fact that Trump said, he goes, this is the best you got? This is your suit? Okay.
Heck, even Russia wants to have a mineral deal with the U.S. now. They're like, hey, we'll do that deal too. And they have more. I say do both sides.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for us.
What's wrong with that?
Well,
It was a good wake-up call to Zelensky of like, Biden is not the president anymore. You're actually dealing with adults now. You're not just going to come in here and fucking do whatever you want.
Dealing with men.
Yeah.
Also, something as Americans, I'm not sure it's in our news, on the YouTube news that I follow, but I don't know if you're aware of this, but the minerals that the USA is agreeing to obtain from the Ukraine is to replace a lot of the minerals that we now, or at least used to until recently, to the USA.
Yeah.
And that's really causing a lot of shitstorms up here. Like, how did our government let that happen? Why did we not cooperate and make a deal? And now they're going to the Ukraine or Russia,
or both.
The rest of the world has to whether they like it or not, they've got to realize that America is an incredibly big market that consumes a lot. Man, you guys consume a lot.
And a bunch of fat fucks.
But you also sort of keep a peace in the world. Now, I don't agree with everything you've done internationally, but you do certainly make it a much more peaceful world overall. I think that's hard to disagree with. And you're a big, it requires a lot of resources. So you're a big market. So you can sort of say, hey, you want into our market? So you got to treat us right?
Well, I mean, we mean well, but we make mistakes like everybody else. We mean well.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't.
We do mean well.
And you self-criticize.
We're America, baby.
I
told Gary that. Yo, you're right, Disney. You are right. We do make mistakes. I don't know when, but yeah. I told Gary this.
Afghanistan.
I was like, one time.
I mean,
I told Gary this. Okay, so 2 times.
Iraq?
We've made a lot of mistakes, dude.
Well, yeah, no, it's so I told Gary this in the truck. And I was
Nicaragua? Honduras?
Yeah.
Panama?
You're not helping my case, Canadian Spider-Man. You're
Mexico?
not helping.
Canada, Alaska. You want to fucking talk about Alaska?
Okay, so America is like.
No. We did the right thing buying Alaska. We got it cheap from Russia. Thank you.
So here's what's funny. I told Gary. I was like,
should have given it back to us.
Gary, I told Gary this. I was like, look, America is the most arrogant country ever because we're young. We're like what, over 250 years old.
250 years old next year.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but a shitload has happened. Fuck, you guys are busy.
Yeah, we know how to get shit done.
We got big dicks, that's why.
Yeah, we came in.
That's it. I'm gonna.
Here's the thing. I told Gary this. I was like, America is the country that came into the room swinging his dick, butt ass naked. And everyone's like, whoa, you can't do that. And I'm like, what's wrong with this? Like, America has... Here's the other thing. America could be like a micro dick country, and we still swing at it like it's a big hog. Like, we don't care. Like, we're going to fuck shit up. Like, that's what we do. Like, we have enough crazy people in the South. They're like, yeah, I'm on board. Let's do this. And Japan's all like, we're not going to invade this country. Why? Because the amount of firearms they have. What do you mean? If you look at it now, registered and unregistered, it is more than the population of America. That's how much guns we have.
Isn't it like 600 million, something like that?
Dude, we could light up a Christmas tree.
And that's probably underestimating.
Yeah.
Like more than 50% of the world's weapons.
Yeah, it's crazy. America is the most big dick country you could think of. And we're the youngest. We're like, we swinging it. What's up, baby? How you doing? What are you going to do? Every country's like, you know what? We're not going to mess with you guys. You guys are that crazy. Like, the rednecks in Virginia are waiting for someone to invade this country. Because they're like, we've been waiting for this for like 20-some years. And we're damn ready. Let's do it.
Them long-range hunters are just like, that sit there with them long-range rifles. They're like,
yeah, you really think you're going to get to my land?
Other countries probably watched Red Dawn and they're like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't.
The first one, not the second one.
They've already developed strategies to use against robots and drones. Like you can come across videos on YouTube where they've got strategies and like infrared and all of this shit. They're crazy enough to have thought of ways to combat to some degree. A lot of
okay, so when Biden was president, or whoever was president when Biden was president, China started buying all the land and stuff. All of a sudden, when Trump shows up, they're like, we're going to stick a tip stack back on this one because you guys are crazy.
You also notice that China's down there. They're still near Taiwan, but they're messing around in there, like down near Australia and in between Australia and New Zealand. They're like, let's
Yeah.
just go south. We'll go mess with them.
Because here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about China is they make a lot of good products. I'll give them that. A lot of cheap products, sure. The moment that Trump became president, China's like, look, we're sorry. We're not going to pick on you guys anymore. We're going to take a step back. Because China knows. Because I think China's like, we're going to invade America. And then China realized, oh, shit. Trump is president. They got a bunch of rednecks backing them up. I'm good. And then Japan's all like, oh, you should have learned.
Yeah, they definitely know better than to try to cross an entire ocean to get to us, dude. Like, we're pretty much like, it's not possible to invade us. But let's say you do something crazy, like, I don't know, open the borders and just let anybody come on in.
Yeah.
They'd probably do something more like that.
Or electronically and culturally, which they're already doing, and that's why I work with Doomcock as a wrench to fight the culture war, which China is fucking behind. Don't tell me it's not.
Canadian Spider-Man, I'm gonna let you on to something here. China's not involved in Doomcock.
Okay. You'll see the connection one day. You know, we'll talk about it when you're 50, my friend.
You want to talk about Hollywood? Okay, maybe China is involved in Hollywood.
How do you take over America? You destroy their unity. How do you
I will say this about
playbook.
China.
It's the communist fucking playbook.
Here's the thing I'll say about
their
China.
Icons.
One good thing about China is they're patient. They're like, we're going to take over the country. And we're going to be patient. America, we're not patient. Just ask any redneck who we going to fuck up.
Our guns.
Well, China plans out 30, 40, 50 years.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We got this. And at the end of the day, money runs the world.
Who wants to watch a
Bingo.
Elon Musk audit the Fort Knox? There's
Me.
no gold in there, but...
Ooh. Toronto Dominion Bank sold out of 5-ounce gold bars and above.
What?
It's in the news up here. Toronto Dominion Gold Bank. Toronto Dominion is one of the biggest banks in Canada, and it's on a couple of feeds now. The 5-ounce and larger amounts of gold bars, they are out of stock, so you have to wait to buy them now. And it's because they suspect the price of gold is going to rise because people are going to realize there's gold missing from Fort Knox.
So you took all our gold, you dirty bastard.
I've noticed.
So I bought gold.
Going to continue.
So I told my wife this. I was like, "Hey, look, I'm going to put money
silver.
in gold."
Yeah,
silver hit $50 in 2 years. Buy silver, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, look, I'm going to buy some gold."
Buy some silver.
Ooh, silver. That's another one. Anyone who's watching, buy gold and silver. It's a little bit expensive now. But
Canadian coin pre-1967 has a high content of silver in it.
Oh, this is 99.99. Oh, but it's Darth Vader.
Ooh.
Y'all seen the Darth Vader silver coins?
Oh, that's sick.
Oh,
That's
that
cool.
is cool.
I like that.
Wait, so what year was that made, Disney?
Actually, just a couple of years ago. It was made in New Zealand.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you Disney sheep herder?
Yes, sir.
You bastard. I didn't realize that was you.
Oh, because I never get online. I
didn't know that was you, my man.
Yeah. I just made myself small so you might be bigger if you show the coin, that's all.
Okay.
No, so I told my wife this. I was like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna buy gold,
This
and I may have put about $900 in gold. Why are you taking your shirt off? Why are we sitting?
The sheep. It's his T-shirt. The sheep herder.
Okay.
Can we see your nipples again?
No. So my wife goes, she's like, "Why are we buying gold?" And I said, "Do you understand who's going to be the next president?" And then she looked at me and she's like, "Okay." then I told her a few years later. I did this probably about what 2021, something like that. So it's been a few years, and I told my wife, I was like, the gold that we have is well worth over $2,000 right now. She's like, come again? I was like, yeah. So you can thank me for investing in gold. She's like, better than your Bitcoin. I was like, let's not get into Bitcoin.
No, Bitcoin is way
That
up.
was a shot in the dark.
Well, I heard it took a dip recently because who was it? I think China or North Korea. One of them, they did like a big hack of 1.5 billion in Bitcoin or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
She made
a
a
little
joke.
bit of a dip, yeah, but it's still up quite a bit overall.
So my
How
wife.
do you guys feel about oil? Because I'm thinking about putting some money towards like Exxon Mobil or something, just because Trump's back in office.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll throw you a couple $100.
Well, here's the other thing I think is hilarious with tariffs with Trump is because Canadian Spider-Man. You see these videos on X where they're like taking all the whiskey, all the American bourbon whiskey off of the shelves. Do they know that that the store already bought?
Yeah, it's pointless. It's pointless.
It is. It's the most retarded thing you can think of because
China is laughing its ass.
China.
Yeah, they're like, ha ha ha.
Russia is laughing.
It's like
Iraq is laughing at us. Why are we fighting? Fuck.
Here's the thing.
It's like when Captain America and Iron Man were fighting.
Well, here's the thing.
This is what it's like.
If a company buys a case of bourbon, whiskey, whatever it is, they've already paid the tariff. Now they're going to put those aside. Here's the thing. Now you don't want to make any profit off that of what you've already paid on the tariff, which, by the way, those videos are old. Like when America was like, when Trump's like, we're going to give them a 25% tariff and all that stuff. All the videos you saw on X or any social media, those were like from a month ago. They're not new.
They're costing themselves money.
Exactly. It's like, so you don't want to make any money. Okay. Do you not know what microeconomic is? Microeconomic is like one of the simple things. Macro is a whole nother issue. It's ridiculous. But I don't know. I think it's hilarious. It's like, look, we don't want to make any more money off of what we just bought. We want to be dirt poor. Okay, you fucking idiots. And then Trudeau's like, we're going to boo the national anthem of America. Cool. Do you guys know what happened when you guys booed America in the Four Nation championship hockey game? You guys got your asses handed. 3 fights in 9 seconds. Every Canadian in that fight got their nose broken. Way to go, dipshits.
We played hockey not so well that night.
The next day.
They did win the championship.
No, they did, but here's the thing.
That was a good game.
No, it was. It was a good.
It was a good game, but it's poor sportsmanship. For any fan to boo any national anthem is poor sportsmanship. I will say this. No matter what country it is, in my opinion.
I will say this. Canada, hockey, hand in hand, pretty good. U.S. will kick your ass. Like, hands down. Because we get all the Russians, all the Slavics, everybody come over here.
Everybody from an Eastern Bloc country.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing pretty good recently. Recently, you are doing pretty good.
When's the last time you won a Stanley Cup?
Credit where it's due.
When's the last time you won a Stanley Cup?
93.
Well, how many Canadians were on the last?
Rancor's on fire.
How many Canadians on those teams, though? How many Canadians on those teams? A lot of Canadians.
When was the last time Canada won a Stanley Cup?
If they were all Canadians, we would do better.
The last time Canada won a championship, it was the NBA Finals. And it was just handed because, hey, look, we feel bad.
Yeah. Well, it was all of the '80s for sure, and I'm sure we've won it since then. But yeah, all of our Canadian players know that it's good to live in the States economically for careers, so they join American teams. There are a record number of Canadians even realizing the opportunities that America has. I think it's hard, objectively speaking, and I'm objective because I'm not biased. I'm not American. I don't have any real American connection, but
yeah, you do. Us.
Objectively, one of the most successful, if not the most successful country in history, in modern history, anyway, for sure. So a lot of hockey players don't stay in Canada, and maybe they're not treated well here. And we get taxed. I mean, we're a smaller population trying to make go of this huge country. We've got a lot of work to do. So our taxes are really high. Our government is stupid, so our taxes are really high. We like to please everyone, and that is expensive. And we don't want to hurt the environment. That is also expensive. So
fuck the environment. You guys suck at hockey.
Yeah. No, so Canadian players and join the American hockey teams.
You know what? The Bruins. If you take the Bruins team, they could actually beat the entire country of Canada
in hockey.
You could take a minor league hockey team, and they would.
I don't think so.
Yes, they would. It's like when the high school team beat the Australian women's soccer team in a little like scrimmage. It was like what 15-0 or something like that. All the women were like, "We can't do this." See, there you go. Men are better at sports than women are.
Yes, they are.
I give you Canada. You bunch of pussies.
The WNBA.
I'm kidding.
You know, it's hard to argue that recently. We've been looking pretty friggin' wussified recently. We don't stand up for our rights. We should have been screaming bloody murder in the streets the last 5 years at what we let happen. Federal court again said it was illegal, and we just took it up the ass and did nothing, and we're still doing nothing. Bank accounts were seized. Nothing done. People didn't go to jail. Health ministers did shit with no proof. They admit that they didn't have any proof of these restrictions, and they're not on trial. Because if Canada is a wussy country, I'm sorry, we haven't had representation as a voting citizen. My parliament has been suspended for months and months and months. We are not currently. We haven't been a democracy for months now, and we just take it.
You guys need to get rid of the parliamentary. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied. You know what I mean. You need to get rid of that system.
We need a lot of changes, and I know a little bit, but not a lot.
Here's one question I have for you guys. Here's a question I have for you guys. Who's worse, Gavin Newsom or Trudeau?
Trudeau.
Yeah.
Trudeau.
I'd say Gavin Newsom.
Well, I don't live in California.
He'll burn a city.
You're not Canadian. You're not in Canada.
Me?
Yeah, but Newsom, I mean, similar economies, similar population.
It is.
That's a good comparison.
I would say Newsom.
Similar destruction, similar levels of faggot. Well, I don't want to use that word. I got
faggot?
Well, yeah. But leftist, no, be more specific. It's not the word I meant. It's leftist, weirdo, extreme policies. And both countries are a good comparison for those things.
The reason why
it wasn't the right word. That's what I was looking to be.
The reason why I say Newsom is because Newsom will burn his own city down.
And you don't think Trudeau hasn't? Have you heard of Jasper National Park?
I have.
Yeah.
Been a while, but I remember it.
A third of it. Same thing.
I will say this. Trudeau is an idiot. He'll go blackface. Which, by the way, blackface is probably one of the coolest things ever. As an Egyptian, I would love to do that. As an Egyptian, as a black man. I know a lot of people like, you're not black. Look, I'm Egyptian. You can suck it. Fuck all you guys. But Newsom is a guy who will be like, I will burn down an entire town, city, just to make a smart city.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the main difference is Trudeau is a fucking idiot, whereas Newsom knows what he's doing and he's just corrupt and evil.
That's okay. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
Trudeau's just a feminist beta boy.
Trudeau would get it. He would enjoy it up the ass. He would.
So,
Trudeau has the look on his face. He'd be like, "How big do I get it this time?"
he probably gets at least
Every time I see his face.
He probably gets 7 or 8 proctology exams a year at least. You're fine. You don't need another one. Just check.
So
I gotta
Steve,
start making room for these live chats because laughter is the best medicine. I feel like I'm getting like a crunch workout.
right?
Everyone in the chat, I know there's someone in the chat, but like, you can't say that. We're all here. We're just making fun. We're just joking.
Just guys being dudes.
Yeah, some people get too
We're guys
serious.
being dudes. Don't worry. I have 4 faggots on my podcast. It's okay. I know Disney.
like the one down there.
Disney's about to shove a bunch of thick meat in his mouth.
The one
like
guy
a
just
fucking
took
idiot.
that burrito and he's like, "Oh!"
And then Tyler, we have brother Tyler, who is just shoving a burrito in his mouth. You know,
That was
he's
only
all like,
2
"I'm
months.
getting ready for the championship
Oh,
of the
geez.
world."
Steve.
Yes.
If I may, since we're
Are
just
we
having
in
a
fucking
casual,
kindergarten?
we have a casual. Yeah,
You don't
we
have
that.
to raise your hand.
Damn
You can just
Canadians.
interrupt us.
Since we're having
Why
a
you
casual
raise your hand?
conversation
Like,
and we're talking about
Teacher.
hockey,
teacher, should I do this?
I gotta go
He's
to the
Canadian.
bathroom.
He can't help
What
but
is
being
a woman?
Canadian, do it right. Go, hey, can I ask a question?
I'm Canadian. I don't know the difference between a man and a woman. I'm sorry. I'm
you-
busting your balls right now.
You chose very well. That's credit to your choices.
What did I choose?
The pictures that were hard to tell for the men and the women. That's
Well, that's the whole point of it.
so talking hockey though, where we
You
haven't
have a question?
allowed
Yes.
any trans people into the NHL yet. The Bruins is an incredible team. I won't disagree.
Yes.
But did you know, sir, that 5 out of your 11 forwards are Canadian, including the 6'6" Justin Brazeau?
Yes, I know. Do you know why? Because they're
Why
like,
would it be
we're
your
getting out of
11th
this gay country called Canada, and
That's
we're
why
going
they're
to
so
Boston,
That's
which
why
is
Boston
probably
is
one
so
of the
good.
coolest cities. So there's a
I
few
like Boston.
cities in America that I love. Austin, Texas, which now has become liberal trash, but I still love the city. And then Boston, which is hilarious because I can do a Boston accent real great.
Boy.
We're going to the harbor. And I've only had. Why are you putting that up there? Is this your next meat that you're going to shove in your mouth? Yeah,
dear.
that's right. You nod your head like, yeah. No.
Oh, you're not.
No. But no, that looks like dog food, by the way.
No.
Hey, don't pick on him. He likes putting nuts in his mouth.
Yeah.
Well,
See, here's the thing about people who are watching. If people
hazelnuts.
think that we're hating on each other, this is not hating. This is just us trash talking. We're picking fun of everyone.
It's
Like,
hating
if you're
with
at
love.
a campfire, if you're at a campfire with a bunch of bros, like, we would do this. Like, Canadian Spider-Man would be like, Canada's the best hockey team. You would get like 5 guys like, you're a fucking idiot because Canada hasn't won anything for jack shit. And then Canadian Spider-Man would end up turning it onto us and be like, blah, 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 whatever that situation is. We make the best syrup. Cool. All right. So yeah, if anyone's watching and they get offended because we're being mean to each other, we're not. We're just having fun.
No.
This is what men do. You get a group of
Yeah.
men around each other, we will pick on each other unmercifully. But we still
This is
will be
pretty
friends.
light.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
It's pretty
This is
light.
nothing.
yeah, this is nothing, dude. Oh man,
Don't be the first guy.
Laughter is healthy. It's really healthy.
Yeah.
I remember I went to a camping trip with a bunch of bros. Dude, the amount of gay jokes we came up with is so bad I couldn't even talk about it live. It's that bad.
When you go camping with a bunch of guys, do not be the first guy to fall asleep ever.
No, because you get Okay, so here's a funny story. When I fell asleep one time in college, I fell asleep first, and they put a Sharpie, a dick symbol, and then a swastika. And I had to go to church the next day, and I couldn't get that shit off my forehead.
That's when you just saw church, bro.
Oh, dude, it was bad. I was like, oh man. And then I go in. It didn't help that I was drunk out of my mind also. And the pastor's dying laughing. He's like, that's funny. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you don't know? And I look in the mirror. I was like, oh man. And all my buddies were just dying laughing. Yeah, you're not the first person to fall asleep. Unless you have a firearm. You point it right at them. And you're like, all right, which one of you dicks are going to put something on my face?
Steve walked into church that day. He's like, hi, Pastor.
Oh, man, a long time ago, we got my buddy that passed out first, and we basically did a blackface on him. Like, we tagged him. He was so mad, he got up and sprang on the first person that he saw. He hit one of my friends, like had nothing to do with it. It was just the funniest shit ever. It was me. I was mainly the one that was coloring on him.
That's funny.
I got one for you. We had a guy we went camping one time. Dude got drunk. He passed out. He was the first pass out. So everybody's like, let's write on his forehead. I'm like, no, let's not do that. He'll notice that. I wrote on the back of his neck. For a good time with an arrow pointing all the way down. I drew the arrow all the way down his back with an arrow in its waistline. Never noticed.
No. Oh man. See that? I remember when I was in high school, I learned a bunch of pranks, and these guys, they put Gold Bond in these guys' boxer briefs.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Dude, it's the funniest thing you'll ever see.
Icy
hot. A bunch of dudes just scratching their balls trying to be like, what the fuck is going on? One guy's like, what?
You and your buddies get together. It's all coordinated. And you just beat the shit out of someone. Fucking classic.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You just jump them.
Especially if they're in a sleeping bag or under the blankets. Yeah.
Sounds like
I had one buddy, they knew each other pretty well. And the guy fell asleep first, and we all knew, all right, something's gonna happen. This dude's like, I got this. He teabagged the dude. But it was hilarious because the guy woke up.
There's nothing funny
during
about
it.
That ain't funny.
No, it's what the guy who woke up, his reaction. I've never heard a grown man scream like a girl before, and it was the funniest thing ever. He's like, watch this. They were literally like, they knew each other from like birth, pretty much. They were friends for like a long time. And they're still friends.
You teabag me, I'm breaking or killing
somebody. I know, right?
I just shoot an
uppercut. I'm like, I'm going to punch your nuts.
I'm not even playing.
I'll be like,
no, that's going to a bad.
No, if there's no, I got a reason for that. There's a reason for my childhood, and I'll leave it at that.
But no, it was actually pretty funny because the guy just freaked out and screamed like a girl. He's like, see?
That's great.
That's the wrong reaction.
He was a bitch. A real man would have done something.
A good uppercut.
So here's the other thing.
They would have put a dress on him.
So the guy that got teabagged, he put him on Craigslist for training sinking a dude. And it was the funniest thing ever. He got him back. Dude, it was hilarious. This dude that teabagged him went on a date with a tranny. And it was the funniest thing ever because he's like, "You guys are fucking stupid." I was like, see, I had nothing to do with this show.
Yeah, but see, that's like a makeup reaction. A real man's going to react right then and there, and if he had any balls, he'd have busted somebody.
Oh yeah, no, if that happened to me, I'd just punch him right in the nuts.
Or a good knee, lift the knee.
A whole lot more than that.
Oh yeah.
I got a
You
question.
ain't breathing after me.
I have a question for all the guys.
You don't do to another guy, especially if you're actually friends.
That's and not homosexuals.
That's crossing over to a bad place.
Yes, agreed.
All right.
100%.
I think it's hilarious. I would never do it.
But I agree. What you said, the story, and what happened in the end, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, it wouldn't have made it there because it had been dealt with right then and there.
Yeah.
That's all. Sorry.
So, what's your question, Dark Helmet?
Okay, I got a question for you, gentlemen. Who
Okay,
grew up
have
in
an
the
answer.
90s? Well, apparently all of us.
We all fucking did.
Yeah.
I think I'm the oldest guy here.
How old are you?
You are. You're bald.
When I graduated high school, it was still the 80s.
Oh, I was in junior.
Yeah, you got some years on me.
Yeah, you
90.
got years on me.
So, you may have a few years.
It was still the 80s. Hell, I went in the military. It was the 80s. So,
all right.
I joined the military in the mid 90s. Jesus, I'm old. But
y'all ain't that far behind. So
no, remember in the 80s, 90s, if you went to meet a girl, you're like, man, I hope this girl's cool. Now in 2020,
you just hope it's a girl.
2015
you're like, I hope she doesn't have a dick.
Have a dick, exactly.
or you just don't bother because it's not worth the effort anymore. Like a lot.
Like, all right, my name's Micah. Ugh.
You know what's funny is I watched a video of two cops ask this guy if his grass was real or turf. And they said, we're getting old when we say the grass is nice. I'm thinking to myself, as a guy who does construction, yeah, that lawn looks really nice. All right.
That's a nice cornfield.
That's a point where you just like you realize you're getting a little bit older when you're like you tell the neighbor your grass is nice. I like your grass.
Well, you appreciate
it is. But that's the thing. It's like when you get older, you don't when you're younger, you don't appreciate those things. When you get older, you start actually like looking at the grass, the lawn, you're like, oh, that's pretty nice.
Can you cook a home cooked meal?
Yeah, like what do you like? It's if someone came to my place and be like, hey, what do you put on your tri-tip and all this stuff? Like, all this, like, there's a bonding moment with guys, with a lawn, with cooking meat, all that stuff. Like, we can do a topic on that, and it's, dude, if I see. There's a guy that's close to me. His yard is really nice. And I want to ask him, is that turf or is that real grass? Because your front lawn is immaculate.
Never cut your grass too low, ever.
No, you don't. But here's the other thing. I want to ask him, I was like, because every time I see his lawn, I'm like, dude, your lawn is really nice. And then I start thinking, I was like, I'm getting old. If I'm worried about what another guy's lawn looks like, yeah, you're getting old. You're getting up there.
I'm at the point now where if I hang out with another guy, I'm like, hey, what kind of smoker you got?
Yeah, see? That's the thing. It's like that's the beauty about being men is like we focus on what other men have. It's like, what type of smoke do you have?
Yeah, he who has
because I want that.
Boys.
Oh yeah.
I'm not like. I like actual toys.
Women compete with each other. They're not competing for men. They're competing against each other. That's what they're doing.
Men just compete with each other. Honestly.
Yeah, we just want toys.
Yeah. But women will, when they're all decorated up and they put 10,000 pounds of makeup on their face, they're not competing for a man. They're competing against one another.
Good point. Yes.
Correct.
I agree.
Yes. I remember when I have a neighbor when I first moved here, 9 years ago, he saw my tattoos and he started wearing a wife beater shirt. And he's like, "Look at my tattoos," and I'm looking at him. I have some pretty good tattoos, some pretty good designs, and all that stuff. And the only thing I could think of was, your tattoos look like prison tattoos. Like, where'd you get that from your gay boyfriend? This guy, this neighbor, he's a fucking asshole. Like, he'll bring other people in and then park in front of everyone. Why are you showing you have a tattoo?
You're flexible.
All I saw was a tattoo. And he's all like, all I saw was legs. And I was like, oh, there's a tattoo.
I only have one.
May have been a testicle.
Yeah, may have been. Leave it to the Canadian to notice that.
I know, right?
I look for that shit now after this program.
You almost have to.
See, I told you guys. I told you that Spot the Trainee is going to be a lot more difficult than you think. Canadian Spider-Man, you have failed.
If there is an unnatural bulge wrapping all the way up underneath, it's probably a trainee.
Yeah. But he has redeemed himself.
Not easy.
I will say this, that Canadian Spider-Man has redeemed himself on a few episodes. He has. And
yes,
then Ordy recently has not redeemed himself. Because he's like, that's a woman. I was like, because I picked a Midwest. What is a Midwest chick, but really a dude. And then Canadian Spider-Man's like, that's a dude. And Ordy and Jeff and Vincent's like, that's a chick. And I was like, you guys are fucking homosexuals. Because that's a dude. And then they DM'd me and like, fuck you. And I was like, good. Yeah.
Remember, if she's a 10 on the hot scale and she's a 10, 8 to 10 on the
that's
chill scale, that's a dude.
Or a unicorn.
Yeah. Remember
it's either one.
You ever seen that, the hot scale or whatever it was? That dude was dead on. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
I look at women now, I'm looking for an Adam's apple. I'm looking at the chin, the forehead, the nose, because those are things that you can't cover up unless you have surgery.
Well, Ordy asked me, he's like, why don't you show a video of them walking? I was like, that would give it away.
Yeah, totally.
Like a tranny walking, you know that's a dude.
Yeah, normally.
Oh, yeah. The hips.
Canadian Spider-Man, you don't know shit.
Because hips like, men and women
that's
are
a
different.
chick. If she's under 45, I'm doing it.
35.
Okay, 35. Sorry. I was off by 10 years.
Yeah. Click that like button.
Never trust a man that uses two hands to sip his tea.
I don't want to drop. This is a special mug from a friend. I can't get another one of these.
Oh, that's. Hey, rest in peace, brother.
Fair enough. Then.
It was his birthday 2 days ago.
I'll make an exception for that. I stand corrected. I am admonished.
There you go.
I have respect for things that deserve, some things men do treasure, right? Things of not necessarily value or practical use, but some things are sentimental to men, even though we don't really have feelings. But we do have sentiment towards some things. Like I've got some tools that were, relatives of mine that have some attachment to. So that sort of thing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into Tip of the Hat, where this segment is, if you want to, on YouTube, as Disney says, fuck you guys, I'm going to walk away. You guys aren't any importance. Fuck you guys.
Dick.
Turn off your camera next time, mate.
I know, right? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Look at my Darth Vader helmet. Like, oh, I'm Disney Sheepherder. If anyone who is watching on YouTube, if you want to be a part of this next segment, which is Tip of the Hat, you can actually send a Rumble rant, and we will read off your Tip of the Hat for this week. It allows the people who watch to be a part of the show, and it's kind of cool. It's happened a couple times. So let me find this hole. You know, the problem that I have with this is I have about 50 videos. Oh, here we go. So here we go, guys. It's not. Anyways, I can't even find the video clips. What? Don't give me that look, Disney. I see you.
I, I guess I missed what was going on. Apologies. So,
We
I'm
were
trying to
making
find
fun
it.
of you.
I can't find it.
oh, you was making fun of me. Okay.
No. So tip of the hat is where I'm never going to show the video because you know what? Whatever. Anyone who wants to give their don't nod your head. I see you, brother Tyler. You
I'm judging.
dick. I know you are. Anyone who wants to have their tip of the hat, who has inspired them to be a better man, you can do a Rumble rant, and at the end of the show, or at the end of when we do our thing, we will talk about it and all that stuff. But we're gonna go through it because I can't find the video because I have about 100 videos in the library and it sucks trying to find all this stuff. But Canadian Spider-Man, who's your tip of the hat of this week?
Um, I would like to give a tip of the hat. Certainly not. A tip of the hat. And can anyone on the panel or perhaps the audience know who I'm going to tip my hat to?
Jesus.
It's the inventor, Mr. Robertson, who's a Canadian, and he invented the square or Robertson drive for screwdrivers, which is way better than the Star or the Phillips. Not as good as the Torx, but I'd like to tip my hat to this guy who went against convention and thought, we can make this a little better. Let's do that. So at great personal cost and both financially and stressfully, I would think. He came up with what is far superior to the favorite of the Americans, which is the Phillips screwdriver.
You know what? You can fuck off with that little square thing. The Phillips screwdriver is the best thing. Anyways, you metrics. Oh, I hate the metric system.
Rod will agree with me on that.
So wrong.
Dark Hammett, who's your tip of the hat?
Okay, this is gonna sound corny. Yes, I'm already said the pastor at my church. He's a country boy. He's one of those no nonsense pastors. Tells you like it is, but a good dude. Once you talk to him outside the church, regular everyday guy. And I found, going to this church, you kind of have an understanding, Steve, what I'm going through now, changing my life, everything since my divorce. He's really changed my life to better myself as a man, as a Christian. Don't worry, I'm not pushing nothing off on anybody. Don't worry, I'm not that person. I've been making really positive changes in my life to become a better man. So if I get remarried someday, I can be the proper man a woman needs and deserves,
There you go,
for her and under the eyes of God.
Good answer.
That's cool. Yeah. Disney Sheepherder.
I'd say my best friend Todd. Every time I get full of myself, he knocks me back down to earth. He'll call me out on fucking any and everything, and you got to have that person in your life, because if you don't, you can go off and lose track of not just yourself, but everything else that's going on in your life. And if you don't have somebody that's not afraid put you down. And sometimes you need to be put down to remind yourself that, hey, you ain't that damn special, son. Grow the fuck up.
We need to be humbled sometimes.
No matter how old you are, no matter how much experience you may have in your life, you don't know everything. You ain't that fucking perfect. And you need somebody in your life that's going to remind you of that.
repeatedly.
Yep.
I'm one of the lucky few that can say I got an actual best friend that's a fucking best friend. And,
Yeah.
Nice.
and I
Nice.
appreciate him. He don't do this stuff, so he'll never see this. But since we're talking about it, I'll tell you, my buddy Todd. Yeah, we've been good friends 25 years. I trust him with my life. So yeah,
Nice.
Awesome.
got my respect.
I think that's cool because I think every guy should have a buddy who would just tell him straight up, do this or do that.
Yeah,
Like,
and trust me, he's hurt my feelings more than once. But
oh yeah,
but
whether
when,
you
but when you calm your ass back down and you look at it, you go, "Oh, thank God," because you were going in the wrong direction, and he pushes you back into that center. You know.
yeah.
If we're being an asshole, sometimes we need to be told that. We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
good when a close buddy calls you out and be like, hey, this or that, whatever the situation is. You may get offended or pissed off, but in the end, it's like, this is my buddy telling me this. I need to pay attention.
Yep.
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 Tyler.
If they're true friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is going to sound kind of like a weird one, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, not because of his movies, not because of him being governor, not because of him with his weightlifting, all because this one quote that he had a really big impact on my life. He was talking about weightlifting, but he said, expose your weaknesses. And if you bring that into light with other things besides like lifting weights, like, yeah, it can be associated to like your rear delts if you want, but your character, expose your weaknesses. In what areas of your life are you lacking? You know, having that honest conversation with yourself, trying to figure out, sometimes I do behave this way. I need to improve there. It's fucking true, dude. Just hearing that has really impacted me and helped me to become a better man by exposing my weaknesses, learning, growing, and standing in some humility of being like, you know what? Maybe shit's not so good right here. Maybe I do need to control my fucking anger. Maybe that is a problem. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, just because of that one quote. I mean, everything else that he's done, yeah, I mean, he's very commendable. But that one quote fucking changed my life.
All right. That's cool.
Cool.
I guess everyone has some good quotes and bad quotes.
Yeah.
I have shitty quotes. No. It's my tip of the hat would be
You and Spider-Man still has to go.
what? my tip of the hat is to brother Matt Weed and Tyler Day.
Me?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, you little smug looking like a little baby face, little fucking faggot. It's. I know Matt he never watches this podcast, but you guys have actually pushed me to be a better storyteller and a better person, and in how to have a thick skin. Because Matt Weed likes to troll me. He does.
yes, he does.
Oh, man. I love the guy, but Jesus Christ. But you guys have actually pushed me to be a better person, whether you guys have seen it or not. With Tyler, with his cooking skills, has taught me how to be a better cook. Matt, how to be a better troll. That's for sure. But it's just how to be a better man in general, of like a better husband, a better person, and all that good stuff. And that's not good stuff.
Well, that's masonry for you.
Yeah, I know, right? You fucking idiots. No, we should do another Mason episode.
Yeah, we should get Virgil on.
I know, right? Get him drinking scotch.
I should join the Masons. I've been thinking about it.
You
should.
have? Yeah, maybe we
I've been
should talk
considering
later. Yeah.
I'd like to, actually.
Hmm.
Do you ever discuss like stonework and masonry at all?
What do you mean by stonework and masonry?
Well, masonry,
Yeah.
I can't.
Do you mean like working or
like construction masonry.
Oh.
I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have the secret password, Canadian.
Fascinating. I guess not.
You have the secret kiss? What?
What?
I know that Disney Sheepherder, he put up a Rumble rant that said, have another drink. Liquid death. That's my thing.
Nice.
I actually
Wait,
had one with death tonight. It was pretty good.
Did Canadian Spider-Man tip the hat?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
started
did.
with Robertson, the screwdriver.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Speaking
no,
of
it's-
See?
I've
I
gotten
did
better.
a first
I've
episode
done
where
better.
I knew
I'll do
I
better
got.
next week.
See, this is the first episode after almost 3 years that I got everyone right. Tyler goes, "Did we do Canadian Spider-Man?"
My bad. I'm drinking.
You know, one day we're gonna think that Canadian Spider-Man, like, my tip of the hat is Dylan Mulvaney for teaching me
Not-
what a man is and what a woman
Not
isn't.
a chance. No chance.
I got a manly suggestion for everybody.
What's that?
All 5 of us in Oklahoma, once a year, they have a big gun weekend where you can shoot automatic weapons and stuff. We should all get together as men and go down there and attend
Should
that
we do
weekend
that?
event. That would be fun.
So
Sure.
Yeah, I like guns.
here's what I want to do now that we can get into updates. Next week's episode is on, it was going to be tonight, but things changed because Donald Trump had to do a speech, and I didn't
Pretty
know.
epic. It was pretty epic.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
was good.
The guy has balls. I would never want to fuck with Donald Trump.
Huge.
He is, President Donald Trump. He is probably the greatest modern president ever. We were going to do victim cards tonight because Brother Tyler came up with the subject and we liked it. So next week we're going to do it. But I would love to do a meet and greet where we go to a gun range and just
That would
shoot
be fun.
guns.
Yep.
Yeah,
That would
I know
be
that sound.
Are you trying to get me hard? Are you? I haven't been to the gun range in a few
No eye
months.
contact. No eye contact.
I know, right? Don't look at me. Don't look at
Yeah,
me.
that sounds fucking fun though, dude. I would really like to go.
I know, right?
They got that one in Oklahoma. I think it's Oklahoma. I think they might have one in Texas. But they actually had one where I saw they actually had a B-17 ball turret you could pay and sit in there, and you could fire it. You can fire from a tank. You can bring your own weapons. I'm like, oh, every time I watch the video, I just have to walk into the bathroom hunched over so nobody notices my massive erection.
So there is one that I'm gonna get JRC to come, and it's in Vegas, and they do a gun show in Vegas.
Oh, I
in
know what you're
January.
talking about.
Yes, it's
Shot
the big
show?
one.
Shots.
Yes.
I want to go to that so bad. I really want to
It's-
attend that.
Oh my gosh. Every fucking gun they show off, you could be a beta, simp, whatever. If you get a hard on from just seeing the guns, you're a man.
Yeah, I want to go to SHOT Show so bad.
Gosh. Every gun YouTuber's there. It's fantastic. I want to go to it so bad. And I keep forgetting every time. And my buddy JRC told me, he's like, yeah, it's every January. I was like, God damn it.
I want to go and bump into Brandon Herrera, the next last director of the ATF.
I know, right? I want to meet Kentucky Derby. That's what I want to do.
What?
I was like, all right.
Was that the guy when he shot that gun, it blew up and it hit damn near
Yeah, the 50 cal.
carotid artery out?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So there's a few meetups I want to do. There's one in June. I don't know if it's going to happen just with the time and schedule and everything. Where we're going to meet in Vegas in, I think, June or July. It was going to be a cooking episode, but I don't know if it's going to work out. I know in January I will be in Vegas for that gun show. So if anybody wants to hang out with me, yeah, we'll this is what we'll do. If Canadian Spider-Man shows up, we will take him to an area and be like, is this a dude or is this a chick? And
real life.
Steve,
is she firing blanks or is she firing?
I'd do better.
Yeah, is it firing blanks?
That would be fun. Have a Man-O-Rama
I'd be doing much better in real life.
But here's the other thing. As much as we joke with Canadian Spider-Man, I know he would actually know if it's a man or a woman. I know that for a fact.
Eventually.
Well, you're not helping me, man. I'm trying to boost you up here.
If you wake up with hemorrhoids, that was not a woman.
It's man. It's fucking hard, but yeah.
Some of them do good work.
My advice.
I'm not gonna lie.
Don't engage. Don't chase the girls, and you won't run into that problem.
In Canadian Spider-Man's defense, I will say this: some of the women, Blair White, has done a really good job at looking like a chick.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Put the money and effort in.
But here's the thing: I know it's a dude.
Yes.
I know it's a dude, so I was like, good luck.
If there's no clitoris, it's a guy.
I would love to do a meet and greet with the guys on the panel where we all hang out and shoot guns, do all that stuff. Tyler, I'll drag your ass.
Yeah, dude, I'm super down to carpool.
I know you are.
Did you say
you want to drive in the tundra? That's the thing. You just want to be in the tundra. Yeah. Tyler, when I got my truck, I picked up Tyler, and he's just sitting there. I was like, I'm just waiting. I was like, once we get on the freeway, because we went to a bar, and I just revved it, and we just gone. He's like, ooh.
Hey, Steve, got a question. When you picked him up in the tundra, who was the lot lizard?
What?
He knew what I meant. You didn't get it, but
a lot lizard. Wait, say that. What's that?
A truck stop prostitute.
Oh,
yes. Who was who?
Oh, he was.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. To be fair, it is a really nice truck. So
it is.
Wow.
I'm not a tundra guy, but they are a good truck.
I ended up with the Boss truck for construction, and it's nice. It is. I like it. But on that note, I want to thank everyone. Canadian Spider-Man, Disney Sheepherder, Dark Helmet, Tyler. Thank you for hanging out. This has been a lot of fun. Next week, we're going to talk about victim cards. Guys who use the victim.
Oh, God. Not those people.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I proved Canadian Spider-Man wrong. I was here.
Yes, you did. Good. So, I was scared. I didn't offend you. Good.
I never showed.
So in the couple weeks, this is what the episodes are going to be. Next week, it's going to be the victim cards. Guys who use the victim card to be like, "Oh, look at me," all that stuff. It's stupid. And then we're going to do another hangout. I'm thinking every month we're going to do a hangout. And just, I like this. It's where we just talk. And it changes up everything. But on that note, I want to thank everyone who joined us in the chat on X, on KLRN Radio, on YouTube, and Rumble. Thanks to everyone to the on the panel. Thank you very much. I will see you guys next week. I may have a higher pitched voice. I don't know. We'll find out.
I like
next
the
week.
low. The low is good.
I know, right? If you don't watch Man-O-Rama next week, you're a dirty homosexual.
If you don't watch Man-O-Rama next week, you're not
No,
a real
because
man.
If you
he
don't watch
sounds like
Man-O-Rama,
us.
then fuck you.
That's right.
You still
What are we gonna
sound like
say,
a
Disney?
kid, Beanie Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Y'all be safe.